for shoot days. And
Yeah.
then we have to produce 7 films.
Yeah, so this was tough. It was an intense 4 shoot days. So and the timing's always rushed. Yeah, this is quite interesting.
Documentary work is also our unique selling point.
Yeah.
Because we focus on storytelling.
Yeah, so documentary is something that Rise is really strong in. We actually have our own channel, Rise channel. Most of the projects on Rise channel is self-funded, but we also do a lot of work with overseas networks like Vice Media. We've done work for China News Asia, EST. So we do a lot of line production. So our team actually have a very good setup on how to do documentaries and how to do the research and the storytelling. So this is a recent one that we did. We managed to film during a pandemic in Hong Kong, UK, and Laos about Vietnamese people living abroad. So yeah, so this is the first time we actually tried to do a project out of Vietnam. Yeah, so you should check it out on our channel. I think it's especially the Hong Kong one is a really good film. Yeah. So here are some other series. Crazy Odd Asians is we find like interesting characters who do interesting things. Yeah, so we got Cockroach Hunter. We got someone who move houses. So yeah, lottery singer. So people who hold interesting professions. So this one also did pretty well on our channel.
I think the Cockroach Hunter when we share on our brand for the story, we got 1 million.
Yeah, so the Cockroach Hunter we actually created and produced it. We collab with a company, Our Grandfather's Story in Singapore, and within the first few days it got 1 million views.
Organic?
Oh yeah, organic. Yeah. So for our channel we don't pay media for everything's organic.
And this is all our self-funded.
Yeah, the projects are all self-funded. Yeah, so these are some older works. This one was actually a collab lab Saigon. We actually did people, moonlighters are essentially people who are creative but they have to get a day job, but at night they are artists, so they do their favorites. Like some of them do installations, like the artists in them basically. Cafe Balu also did really well. So basically this is a story of traditional way of how to make the coffee. So she actually roasts her own coffee and has been doing it for a long time. And when we launched this, it went 500,000 in a very short time in Vietnam. So that was really good, interesting piece. Saigon Madman is people who have a hobby in the advertising media industry, which we did for fun. Yeah. You can check out the films. So there are some projects like this one we did for WWF.
Wildlife Fund.
Yeah, so it's about like it's an anti-plastic message in Kong Dao Island. So and this one also the client came to us with a traditional brief and we managed to convince them to do something totally different. And what we pitched out to be totally different was very hard to do, but we managed to make it happen. Like you can see the cows running through the through the trash area. So we managed to get a lot of interesting shots for this one. Sure. Yeah, so you can have a look at the film. So we can't show you all the films, but we'll give you a selected few.
Sorry, we cannot see the picture or the video, Simone. Yeah, only the sound.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can you see now?
Can you see now?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think they recently launched this film. Yeah,
So this will be
we did this 2 years ago.
we have a team only like 5 people. So this is like some of our recruitment plan for the position that we need at the moment. It can be intern or full time.
Yeah, so yeah, producer writer is one of the position that looking for. Mainly we do a lot of documentaries as well. So we like to find producers who not only just coordinate, but they are also creative as well and teach story structure and how to hold on to the storytelling through the entire process. So this is one area that we're looking for. Um, I think you can read the requirements and job descriptions there, but later in Q&A, if you've got any questions, you can check with us. Assistant producer. So assistant producer basically assist the producer. Yeah, so it's basically the next step for you to be a producer. So someone who ideally knows how to do scheduling, manage workflow, ensure deadline, communicate with the team. So the filmmaker position is editor. So editor who knows how to use the software like Premiere, Adobe Creative Suite. I mean WG will be a bonus, but mainly Premiere. Able to work with producers and most importantly able to cut the flow, the storytelling flow in the edit. Yeah. So 2D motion graphics, someone who's able to use After Effects and work with the ideally able to do from design all the way to animation. But if you can just do motion graphics, we'll encourage you to learn design, or if you just design will encourage you to learn the animation. Designer. So we're also looking for designer, someone who can help us do pitching deck, or if we ever do some films that require like design, there's design animation or some creative. So we join our team. Yeah. So I think that's it. I think we leave a lot to Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, thank you so much for your sharing and on the amazing products. So I received some question from our student on the chat box. So I will read it through and ask the right team to support the answer. All right, so we start the question with Sang first. So what are you looking for in a CV of an intern? Are there any core points that you will instantly pay attention and agree to give the internship if included in the CV or resume? Yeah.
Maybe we can all give opinion.
Yeah, sure.
I think for the intern, we not really like expect a lot in skills, but mostly the attitude. Because in our company, like we always move forward, we always work as a team. So we want someone who can be a team player and also have the like a proactive attitude that you don't mind asking a lot of questions, you don't mind helping other people, you don't mind being thrown in a different type of project so that you can learn. And also someone that drive for the position later on that we can see is potential to be full time in the company.
Yeah, thank you so much. So how about Andy? Yeah.
So I think in terms of like, if let's say if you really, I wouldn't say we don't look at the CV. We do, especially when it comes to design.
Yeah.
So maybe one of the things you can also put in if you're applying for filmmaker or even producer is some of the work you've done before. Even if it's a student work, I know that probably you don't have any like professional work or everything, but at least the student work will determine whether you are creative or something like that. So basically, don't neglect your project in school. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's move to the second question. The question come from T. I love Bryce's work, so inspiring, honestly. But I understand that there can be really stressful times in need of quick ideation or execution, or stuck with no idea. For example, what do you normally to do to support the team to get their reality juice flow or get going with the progress apart from the pep talks?
I think that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think I can tell you some of struggles our interns have, previous interns or previous junior have is I guess a lot of people forget about deadlines. So unfortunately, I do feel everyone can be creative. Everyone, given the time, can be creative. So if let's say I can spend like 6 months on a holiday, I'm sure I'll be able to write something really nice and creative. But one thing you should remember is that if you want to work as a creative person in a professional industry, you have to deliver within the time. So if you have a week to come up with the ideas, in that week you have to come up with really solid ideas. So what I would encourage now, if you have time, because sometimes the ideas don't usually come from your mind, because what your mind has is what you are only exposed to. So if you're only exposed to, let's say, Korean drama content, all your ideas will be very K-drama references, right? But the idea is always expose yourself to many kinds of content, whether it's Western content, Asian content, documentary content, Marvel films, whatever. So the idea is always keep consuming. So it's somewhere in your mind. But if you keep consuming the same kind of thing, that's what you're gonna create. So that's why when you have the pressure of a pitch, at least if you have that body of content in your mind, you can say, oh, I remember seeing this. It could be this idea. I remember seeing that. If you don't have that, go and research. Go and spend a day. Go and watch at the films. Go and watch at different kind of things just to get some ideas or inspire. But I think the mistake a lot of people who do creative do is that they try to sit around 5 people and throw out ideas. So your ideas will be limited to the 5 people rate.
Yeah. Try to explore in different area, different environment. Yeah.
Correct. Expose yourself to different kind of content out there, depending on what you want to do. If it's a photography thing, expose yourself to all the photographers around the world. What's their technique? Study them, and then you have more context. Especially when you're young.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for your detailed answer. So we move to the next one. The question comes from T. What skills are important for candidates to successfully get a position in your corporation? Will the company offer jobs for fresh graduates who are lacking working experience? So maybe start with Summer.
Let maybe introduce
all right.
the operation.
You should come in.
And also the alumni of RMIT. So we have a lot of like RMIT alumni.
Yeah. All right. Welcome, Hoa.
What skills are important for candidates to successfully get the position in your corporation?
I think depends on the position. You will need a specific skill. For example, of course, you apply for filmmakers. Of course, you know how to make a film, but you understand how to know edit. That's it. The basic. I mean, the standard of skill requirement. However, I think someone already mentioned that we respect the attitude of the candidate. Sometimes you may have a very good skill, but you don't have a mindset of moving forward. Working as a team, we also like reconsider and I mean the attitude and the mindset are quite like important to us.
So basically, we believe skills can always be trained.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you lack of skill, it's not something that we will penalize. But of course, if you start with a certain set of skills, easier for us to train you to the next step. Yeah. But if you have a good attitude, you will learn actually very fast. Yeah. So that's.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
How about learning, right? It's about like you always have to learn because like you today and then you tomorrow have to be different. You have to learn something. Like it's not like you have to learn like a skill set. You can learn that when you work with someone, you can learn how they work, and then how they brainstorm as a team. So there's a lot of like things you can learn within a team or in a day that you don't know.
All right. Yes, we still have the second part of the question. So will RISE offer the job for fresh graduates who are lacking working experience?
Yeah. Actually, we do. So, for example, like you can see Hang and Lin and Koi, they in the intern video that when working with us, so they are like final year in the school, and then they so they only have like basic skill in editing and producing, and when they come to us, they join different project and they learn everyone, and so we don't like we also offer job for fresh graduate lacking working experience. But if you have like a moving forward attitude, we see that your potential can develop.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thank you for your input. And also, do you accept the part-time employees?
It depends on but like some certain position, for example, like producer, it's really hard to part time. But sometimes we do accept like if like a PA role, like a production assistant role where you can commit a few days, so you end up like doing like transcripts and things like that. Yeah, but case by case.
Okay, sure.
Normally we prefer full time. The reason because is that the whole point is to develop you. So if you're part time, it's very hard for us to train you properly. You know?
Yeah. So keep following the Rise website to see that if they any new opportunity coming up. All right. The next question would be, what do you think is the most challenging factor about working for Rise? So maybe this question can be answered by three of you here.
So I can answer the question first. So for me, at like personally, I think the most difficult one is I have to be better than yesterday. Okay. Today I can edit like a 3-minute documentary, so tomorrow I need to do like 5 minutes or like a longer form. So I mean, everyone he needs to learn day by day. Not only in editing, maybe they can learn in motion graphic or other skill set. So that's the my answer for this.
Yeah.
To add on to that, this is something I set in a company culture. When you become very good and you get comfortable, we will push the bar higher. So one thing I did share with people who join us or very young is that if you expect to be comfortable here, I think you should find another job. But if you want to really learn, and when I say learn, if you really stay on 4 years, you will look back and you'll find that you progress so much. So that would be, I say, the challenge thing, because sometimes people want to settle down. Here we don't let people settle down. Summer can also answer that.
Yeah, like I think it's the challenging factor is about you have to not only one skill set, you have to learn other skill set as well. For example, the producer, so the producer not only producer, but we can also write. So when you go to talk to a person or something, then you can immediately write a story, write the script, and then when you go shooting, you learn a bit about it, about camera work, about how the lens, how the lighting, and then so that's when you talk to the DOP. They you speak the same language with them, so they more respect you as a producer, not like just like the execution producers. You know? So in editing the same. So when you comment on the film, oh, this is nice or this is bad, but there's no input. So you need to be more specific. You need to know how to cut, how to pacing, how to music work. So that's the most challenging to learn like everything a little bit.
Yeah. So we need to upskill ourselves every day. Yeah. And try to the new things, not just only in the our comfort zone. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we move to the next one. The question comes come from Zhang. I have experience in clubs and NGOs. Does that count in experience for the part-time graphic design position? Or we can say like full-time graphic design position as well. Yeah.
Clubs and NGOs.
The student have experience in clubs activity and NGO, and they would like to ask that experience count in the experience for their CV to apply for the graphic design position.
I mean, if you have done design, then it's still relevant experience.
Yeah.
It's also how you work with because basically how you work with deadlines. I say it's always easy to be creative and there's no deadline, but like how you meet whether it's the marketing department objective or their communication plan. So I would say any life experience is relevant.
Yeah, I think especially for the fresh one who do not have much working experience, so they can use their experience in club activity or even for university project. Yeah. All right, let's move to the next one. What are the things that you enjoy most about content writing?
When you say content writing, it's like writing for films or like in general writing all kinds of things.
I think maybe for film.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe for summer, this question
So
is for summer. And Andy?
I think, I mean, there's two kinds of producers. One producers, they are really good in like managing, coordinating, technical budgeting.
Mm,
Uh, but there's also some other producers who are really creative. So I always prefer to always understand where the scheduling will lead in terms of the storytelling. So I feel it's a what do I enjoy most is that I mean you are actually involved in the whole process. You can actually create something uh, from words, you know. So I think that's a and then imagine if you write a script and everything works like you see the WWF. I think my word is summer. So if I wrote the thing, I didn't expect Summer to get the thing that I wrote.
Maybe asking for a random bird.
Yeah, I said I want the bird to fly across the junkyard and then after that pan to the sea, said, oh my god, how am I gonna get that shot? But then she got the shot. And then you can see the whole flow was really nice. So like seeing something from a piece of paper to the end part, I think that's something that I would say I enjoy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Agree with Andy. Like when you write something like a pitch or like a writing in and then develop to the storyboard, then move into the film, and then you can see it actually happened at some. And then from your writing, it's just your writing, but then with the input from the team, like the DOP, director, editor, and you can see the film start forming. It's not like it's go above you already. It's already people like help you to make it better. It's not like just like not just a piece of work anymore.
All right. Yeah. That will become the teamwork. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we have one question come from Hanoi students. What do you think are the essential of a creative content creator? Any tips for us to prepare in advance?
What
Yeah.
is the what?
What do you think are the essential of a creative content creator?
I, I, I think for me is what I said before. You have to expose yourself.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I feel sometimes if let's say, and you can see very clearly, like sometimes if you get the same people from the same class, they tend to design the same way. For some reason, yeah, maybe they're influenced by the lecturer or they're influenced by their own clique or community. So if you notice the way art is around also, it tend to be the same. Like there's always a trending thing, right? Like whether it's a typography or now this typography is trending, then everyone goes into that. And there's a time where they like to do the old Vietnamese signboard style, and then that became a trend. So my main thing about being good creatives is that you don't want to do things that other people is doing or is trending. So you want to do always something different, but you still need to get inspired from many sources. So going back to that is still expose yourself to many things, you know, many kind of design, whether it's in the West, you know, whether it's French, whether it's Belgium, Asian, Malaysian, Thai. I think we should always explore more, and I think that will make you a better creative. And the other part is I think I attended a creative session and one of the students kept asking, so how do I be creative? How do I be creative? I think the second part, at the end of the day, you just need to start doing the work. And you know whether your work will end up good. So you can't always be in the concept stage, right? If you want to do a film, at the end it's a film that needs to come up. So just do, and if the film turns out bad, it's fine. Why is it bad? So if you can keep doing, but I think one mistakes a lot of creative did, they are almost always in the concept stage. So they're always conceptualizing, but they've never done anything. So do it. If you want to do photography work, do a lot of photography, get feedback, people criticize, and then you do more, and then you get better.
All right. Yeah. 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 Thank Thank you so much for your detailed answer. So we move to the next question. Do you offer internship opportunities for students who are not in the professional communication or digital marketing major? I think that she doesn't not she not study professional communication or digital marketing. Maybe she study from economics or logistics, and she would like to ask that can she apply for the position at Rice without the relevant major?
Like you have to ask yourself, do you like film? Like if
Mm-hmm.
you like film, then
Yeah, then it's not a problem.
not a problem.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I think I have another question related to creativity. As a professional, what do you normally do to enhance your creativity?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe the student need more example from you guys, the actual example.
This you do constantly
Mm,
watching movie from some general. I think it's will be the same answer as Andy already mentioned. Like we
mm,
try to expose to different media, different arts, different books, different films. That's how you can get the creativity.
Research.
Mm.
I think people underestimate research. Like for example, it's a very simple thing. Let's say if you want to write a script, right, and maybe you want to write a script about a taxi driver.
Yeah.
And if you are never a taxi driver, how you know what a taxi driver faces every day? You may assume what he go through, right? So there are some different ways writers do it. Some writers will actually become a taxi driver for a couple of days just to see what it feels like and what is the experience like. Or they will have coffee with many taxi drivers, have conversation, and then you get certain insights, and then that insights will become more relatable and more creative, for example. So I would say research is a huge part that people underestimate. Like even for a lot of the right channel projects that we showed you before, we take 2 months at least, right? At least 2 months for each research. We will go down, meet the person many times, create a 2-page fact sheet to find the angle, have more conversations, structure the script. So we spend 2 months before we shoot. We spend 2 months before we shoot a 5 minute film, just to give you a sense of the work we put into.
Talk to you have to go on the ground, talk to people, get the experience from them. Like sometimes our rational stuff, like our producer writer, we have to go on the ground, talk to many different people, even though the people may not like be in feature in the film, but they also have other input. And sometimes like they may not agree for you to let them feature in the film, and you have to persuade them to try the film.
So I think that research also is important besides exposure.
Yeah. Explore and get the experience as much as possible. All right. I think I have some more questions come from the registration form. Now I would like to ask Lynn to share the slide.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. We have some questions. Just one moment. Lynn, can you have to share the slide for me? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you. So we come to the first one. How will my supervisor evaluate my performance? Are there any specific metrics that I can see?
So, for me, like I often like measure my intern, my junior. But I see their work. It's not sometimes I didn't see like the output, but I see the progress and how they work with the team and how they improve from the first day they came and like after 2 weeks or 1 month how they progress. And secondly, I want to say it, I want really measure them on the I can say on the attitude. Like
Okay, I
when
see.
I if for example, I just give him an idea. I want him to ask me first rather than I give him everything. It's something like that. It's more like on attitude, the progression. So
Yeah.
it's not a metric. I don't have any metric to calculate.
We don't have like a tick box. Okay, you edit this, you edit that, you finish this script. So it's more about the whole like how you progress as a like, when you're an intern. Like when after, so because we want after you finish your internship, you have to learn something. You have to be better in something, like specialize in some skills.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think that's a very good measurement for the student to see the improvement before and after the internship. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So we come to the next one. What are the company overall goals for this year? That's really the big question. So maybe for Andy. Yeah.
Actually, this year we do have a big goal is that we want to be stronger in storytelling. So that's why even the people we want to find people who actually are able to find the story. Not in a big way. Of course, there are some technical positions that they may not be the best in that, but they must understand. They must understand what at least what's good, what's not good. So I would say the company goals for this year is like getting stronger in storytelling and finding good storytellers in our team across our position, whether it's a marketing strategist or whether it's a producer or whether it's an editor. Yeah, so that's my.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So we come to the next one. I would like to ask everyone to answer this question. So what do you like best about rice?
Maybe we can talk like personally.
Yes, sure.
I think what I like best about Rise is when you intern, you're not only an intern, or when you producer, you are not only producer. So the company gives you the opportunity to be better than yourself or better than your position. For example, the company doesn't restrict the intern to make a film. Like they can like came up with the deck, the slide, the creative idea, and then we try to help them to make it happen. Or like the producers, like I know it's tough, like there's a lot of jobs, but then it's expose you to it's give you opportunity to work in different like area. You can work animation today, you can work in a live stream tomorrow, you can work in a regional documentary next week. So there is a lot of like challenging, but it's give you a lot of opportunity for you to jump your career faster than in any company.
Yeah. Thank you. I think that our students love it. They can try many things during the internship. Yeah. All right. So maybe I would like to hear from Hoa.
Okay, for me, like, I really like the culture here. It's like we always have a fight, always have an argument, but at the end of the day, we gather together to make a good thing. So even though we keep fighting each other, like I want this, you want that, but everyone just want to make a good thing. And
Yeah.
that's what I love being.
Yeah. Thank you. So how about you, Andy?
Yeah, for me, I think because MK has a third company, but I think the culture is the most important because when you want to produce creative products and everything, we cannot have like people with the wrong culture because it's all about we always fight, like what I say, but we fight about the project and we fight about and the agenda is always we always think what we can make it best in our own way, and that's why we fight. But it's nothing personal. So I think that culture is quite important to have, so that your work will always become better. And I do believe the fighting is good. Yeah, because I think fighting, if everyone is just okay, I agree, then the work will never be good.
Yes,
So,
sure.
but of course, in a professional way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So
All
I
right.
say culture also.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you for your sharing. So we come to the, I think the last one in the slide. Do you have the training program for the interns?
So for my department, like on way we on way like give a week a first week for intern to teach them how to like learn how to do a edit structure editing and like how to do editing like select stuff and how to like assume the script or something like that. We I mean we actually everyone come in now my team they have to like go through this step and and like I'm not the one who teach them, but maybe you know, and or I mean, Koi, they have to be with us for half a year. They're gonna teach you. It's not really teach, just says learn and show them like some real project how we work and how we, like, what is the process. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. How about you, Summer?
Actually, like, in our company, we don't have a fixed like training program, so it's more like adaptable for each department.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
And individual. So because why we don't put it fixed? Because I think different people got different strengths and weaknesses. So
Sure.
if a producer, like some producer, they are very social, very extrovert, and you know they can talk very well. But they lack maybe in other certain skills, and some who are maybe less extrovert, very quiet. So if the quiet one, we have to teach communication skills, right?
I
And
see.
some will teach organization skills. So if we prefer to adapt to the individual than have like, okay, this is the thing same for everyone. But I think everyone is different.
Yeah, so that means that you tailor for each the intern and also the mentor. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you. I think I have one last question come from Hanoi student. As I saw from your previous campaigns, once content is published, which main channels will you choose to promote it?
Because if let's say if it's a paid work with clients, it depends on the client.
Yeah.
But let's say for all our job that we produce internally, we actually put it on our channel.
Yeah,
so
sure.
we have a channel called Rise Channel that we put it up there. Yeah, and so far what we are building is just to share our work, not really like focus on getting like big distribution or anything.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for so much. Yeah. I think that we answer all the question here. So student, if you would like to apply for the internship or fresh program from Price, so please check it on the Career Hub website, and I will publish on the job available there. So this student, before we close the session, shall we take the last photo together? So student, please open your camera and we can take the picture together with Royce. Yeah.
It's like a group selfie.
Yeah, group selfie. Online group selfie. Hello, Lynn. So Lynn is the Profcom student from Hanoi.
Hello.
Hello, Lynn.
Lynn, you are on mute.
Yeah, hello everybody.
Hello. How about the order? Please don't be shy.
Not only one.
Yeah, we will wait for a few seconds.
Actually, we have some of our staff from Almaty Hanoi as well.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we have our writer is also from Almaty Hanoi.
It's actually based in Hanoi.
Yeah.
Graphic design, we and Jang is our.
Yeah. Good to hear. Yeah. So we have Jang, Tan. How about the others? All right, so maybe we will take the picture together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just only a
Everyone's
few of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I will count 1, 2, 3, and everyone will smile. 1, 2, 3. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time today, Roy's team. And yeah, it's really appreciate your time and effort to share on your work and also share the job opportunity for our students. Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah.
Alright,
Thank you.
thank you.
I'll see you in the tomorrow networking session at Gather Town with other students. Yeah. All right.
Okay,
See
thank
you.
you.
Bye bye. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.